Lions fans, what's going on? It's your boy King this morning. All the Lions Nation out there, the One Pride family. This video in this bright and early, brisk morning. Let's talk some football. This video is pretty much just a freestyle. I wanted to talk about a few things here. First and foremost, Detroit Lions current update with the Aaron Glenn situation. They have requested to interview Aaron Glenn. Haven't heard nothing else really besides that. Obviously, it will be totally devastating if that was to happen. And as far as the Jim Caldwell situation go, the Bears end up passing up on Jim. So we won't have to see a familiar face in Chicago when we face the Bears. Obviously, we know the NFC North is about to be in full reconstruction as far as coaching staff goes, and of course with Green Bay getting ready to lose Aaron Rodgers and possibly Adams. So the Pistons have a chance to shake some things up, and pretty much gun for that number one position in the NFC North next season. So we'll see what happens with this draft, obviously. But it's definitely good to hear that we don't have to face any familiar faces when it comes to Chicago. So as far as the Lions go, though, obviously, the Aaron Glenn situation, if we was to lose him, who will be the next man up? Obviously, you got to look at your secondary coach. He's done a great job, with the secondary in general, with the young guys that we have, the undrafted guys. Aaron Glenn, of course, is the coordinator, but our secondary coach is he's done some things this season. It's definitely impressive with some guys that were undrafted, and the production that we got out of them. Obviously, we definitely have some question marks for next season with Jacobs and Okudah coming back off an injury. We got to see what type of shape and form they show in their return. So what do the Lions do in this draft? Do we go out and get another part to the secondary? We definitely need a safety, obviously. I see some of the Lions fans drop the name Kyle Hamilton. I'm not on that train whatsoever, only simply because I am nervous about that injury. The ACL injury is, it's nothing to play with. Obviously, re-injuring that is definitely high risk at that position that he plays. It would be so Lions for them to draft him and for him to have some more injuries, issues with that knee. So I'm not willing to take a chance that high. He's definitely not going to fall too far, but when we're picking number 2, you don't take Kyle Hamilton. You just don't. I know he's a super talented guy, but that injury is scary. And, let's just be real here. Our fortunes with players that, have pre-existing injuries, it's just not been well. It's, you go back when we drafted Javed Best, knowing that he had, concussion issues, and then look what happened. So we just don't need the same old Lions type of thing. We need to definitely shore up that defensive line first, and then work our way back, because like I said, you don't know what you're going to get. Once you start to shore up that defensive line, it helps everybody else out behind them. So me personally, I would go there. I will start there, bring in a guy, a playmaker that's going to change some game situations for you, and only help this situation. Now, we do have a lot of guys on the D-line. We have some free agency issues that, we got to get some guys re-signed. Are we going to make some trades? Is Trey Flowers going to, possibly be traded? Like I said, we'll see what happens with this situation. The draft is the most important thing for the Detroit Lions right now. And then comes free agency. So, we got Okwara coming back. We got the Okwara brothers. We got guys that's free agents like Charles Harris. So, him being able to be a multi-dimensional type of guy, you can, like I said, the Lions have a tough situation, but it's a good one. It's a good one because, like I said, it's who do you bring back and who do you let go? Who do you move on from? But it's in a good manner, though. It's simpler. It's similar to what the Pistons have right now. You got a bunch of, guys waiting to play, a bunch of guys that want to play. Who do you keep? Who goes? We're in the beginning of a rebuild. A lot of these guys are very young on the Detroit Lions. So, yeah, they definitely got some shaking up to do. Got to get some guys signed. Got to add some talent to this team. Obviously, we need a receiver on the offensive side of the ball. And we have some available. It depends on how soon the Lions want to go in this draft and grab one. We definitely need that big guy. We need that big playmaking wide receiver to go along with, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And, of course, we got TJ at the tight end. So, to make that offense dynamic and help Jared Goff out, you have to go out and get him a receiver. So, like I said, it's wait and see with that situation, what position we wait to pick that. But most definitely we will be getting a receiver in this draft if you ask me. If not, then free agency is obviously an option. So, like I said, just looking at this roster overall, of course, we've mentioned before that we have the depth already. That is a blessing for the Lions. A lot of teams have to go and get that depth. We have the depth already. And based off the production that you've seen out of the guys that we have, like I said, it eliminates some of the process. So they have a unique situation where all they have to do now is plug in those stars. So, like I said, this draft is going to be very pivotal. Obviously, we got some football going on today. We have the championship rounds. Like I said, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Rams was able to pull things off. Obviously, a lot of us Lions fans are going to be watching the Rams game versus the 49ers. As far as my pick goes for that game, I'm going with the Rams simply because it is very hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. And the Rams actually gave the 49ers the opportunity to win that game, the last game that they played. So I'm going to go with the Rams. I think they're going to try to clean some things up and do some things with Matthew Stafford to, try to make sure that they get the job done this time. So, obviously the Rams and the Kansas City Chiefs are my 2 picks today. With Tom Brady news coming out yesterday saying that he retired and then turned around and said that he called the brass at the Bucs and told them that he was nowhere close to making that decision, which would be kind of stupid for me because, like I said, you just had a MVP season. You just had an MVP season. Why are you retiring? You know what I'm saying? So, of course, we know Tom Brady. This guy is, you're playing that well. Tom Brady's not going to retire from that. And when I first got the news break, I just knew something was fishy right away. So, we'll see what happened. Follow that situation, of course. But today, in these playoff rounds, Kansas City Chiefs, LA Rams, those are my 2 picks. The Matthew Stafford situation, I'm pretty much done with that situation. Like I said, for me personally, I seen enough. Whether you hate him or love him or whatever else, that's no longer my concern anymore. It's really toxic. The argument is really getting really sickening, and I just don't need that stress in my life right now. But I've seen enough. I just wanted to prove a point about the blunders that the Detroit Lions have made over the years in bringing guys in here and not bringing the correct talent and not building this roster correctly. Like I say all the time. So, Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn obviously were horrible, but they did do one thing. They started in the trenches. They did, even though the defensive side of the trenches didn't do much. But on the offensive end, you look at that offensive line, they did at least do that. They started that. So they do understand that at least. They're just terrible at drafting and free agency and play calling and everything else. So, like I said, watching these playoffs has been a blast. It's been one of the best divisional rounds that I've ever seen in my entire life. So watching these playoffs has been a blast. I expect more of the same today. I expect some type of, I'm not going to say fireworks. I don't expect a high-scoring game from the Rams, but, I expect to see some big-time plays out there. That defense for the 49ers is fierce. Like I said, we watched Jimmy Garoppolo go out and win a game without throwing a touchdown. It's the same when people come to me with Jared Goff. We went to the Super Bowl, which is pointless when you don't throw one touchdown and your team scores 3 points. So your defense wins championships. I cannot say that enough. I've been saying it for years to you guys. Like I said, you can put up points. If you can't stop the other team, you're going to risk a chance of losing. Stopping the other team is obviously one of the biggest things. We've seen it over the years with some of the great teams in the NFL, like the Ravens, the Steelers, some of these teams with great defenses. We've seen defenses help, the GOAT, Tom Brady. When he was definitely about to lose to the Seahawks, man, that defense stepped up and made a play, even though the Seahawks did everything that they can do to help. Instead of running Marshawn Lynch, they decided to throw the ball. But defenses definitely make a huge difference. I think quarterbacks get too much credit, and they also get too much blame in this league. Obviously we've seen special teams win a game for the 49ers. So not the 49ers, the Packers, excuse me. And we seen Aaron Rodgers get sent home simply from special teams. That defense kept Aaron Rodgers in check, and that is the only way that you beat Aaron Rodgers. So, just rambling on. A lot of football to talk about, obviously. We got the Senior Bowl coming up. Of course, the Detroit Lions will be at the forefront in the Senior Bowl, so that definitely may curb some of the decision making when it comes to the draft. I'm going to be all over this Senior Bowl because I want to see some of these guys in action. Of course, we still have the biggest question, Kayvon Thibodeaux and Aiden Hutchinson. And, like I said, either way it goes, I'm not going to be upset with either one of the picks. I just have a preference. That preference is Aiden Hutchinson. Like I said, Kayvon is very athletic and fast, but you need more than that in the NFL, especially in the NFC North. You need more than just some speed. In the NFC North, you're going to get some big hogs, so you got to be powerful, and you also have to be relentless, and also you need more technique than one or two moves. So I need to see that a little bit out of Kayvon Thibodeaux before I put him over Aiden Hutchinson. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy this playoff Sunday, man, and watch some football, enjoy some football, and we got some things coming up. As far as the Lions, we obviously got to pay attention to what happened with this coaching situation and keep an eye on that. But with that said, I appreciate you guys for stopping by and just chatting with your guy this morning, and enjoy this day. Y'all be safe, and love your families. Peace.